Hello and welcome to another episode of Taylor Talks Comics. Today I'm going to be unboxing the first ever Jack Kirby action figure. Stay tuned. And we're back. So this is going to be a fun video because, well, first of all, this is my first action figure unboxing video on this channel. I don't do that a lot. But also I'm going to talk about the history of this action figure and why it got made and what it's from. Why the heck a TMNT line is doing a Jack Kirby figure. And let's do it. Because it all has to do with this issue of TMNT. But first I'm going to get the figure opened. This is put out by NECA. You see the Nickelodeon logo. They own TMNT now. Great packaging. But I am going to open this figure because I am a... Oh, great imagery on the back. See, that's the thing too, is like all the packaging is so good, it makes you not want to open it. But I'm a firm believer in opening action figures and letting them breathe, I think is what Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder, would say, right? But we're in a golden age of action figures, and it's something that I really avoid because I still have all my old action figures from when I was a kid. I was a big action figure collector. This is a Target exclusive too, I should say. So I'm sure I'm annoying a lot of people online by just opening this thing, but it's open, it's out of the package, it's done. The deed is done. But, oh, this is so cool. I've tried to stay away from current action figures because it's a rabbit hole that I think I would just get sucked down. There's like literally an action figure for everything. Like even like the most minuscule one episode note of a TV show that I love, there'll be an action figure for it. So I've got to avoid it or else I'm going to go down this deep rabbit hole, and I already have too many comic books in the house as it is. I can't make that situation any worse with more action figures. But this one, with Jack the King Kirby, the GOAT of comics, I had to splurge. Because I have a Stan Lee Mego toy that I've often showed on my videos. And I love Stan Lee. I'm not a... Jack Kirby's my all-time favorite comics creator, writer, artist, whatever. But I'm not kind of Jack Kirby fan that hates Stan Lee either. So I have my Stan Lee Mego that I frequently show off in my videos. But I must say, I've always wanted a Jack Kirby figure or statue of some sort. Or Mego. Is there? Oh, there's one around his neck too. They really get this guy in there. I know I have one, so Stan Lee might be, his cameos might take a back seat to the king here. There we go. Let's get Jack out of here. He's fully posable. I do love these. I've been looking at the TMNT NECA figures for years, and again, fighting the urge to buy them because I still have all my old TMNT toys. I love the turtles. And I love the artistic choices on these too, where they have like the drawn lines on here. It looks like he popped right out of the page of a comic. There's Jack's face. And some people have said like the likeness looks nothing like Jack or doesn't look like Jack. But the reason why is because he's directly out of this comic book issue. They're going to show off is where this figure comes from. It's not just let's make a Jack Kirby figure. It's let's make the Jack Kirby, or his name was just Kirby. He was monogamous, one name character in that issue. So let's make a Kirby figure based on that. So there is no stogie. You don't see a cigar in his mouth because the character didn't have one in that issue. So let's set him aside and pop out these other little accessories. I gotta do this one carefully because it's just a little... Oh, okay. what's going on here? Yes, here's his little sketchbook that comes with it, which I'll show you the page that this is emulating here in a minute from the comic book. And there's one of the monsters he drew too. So you got a little sketchbook with him. Oh no, did I lose a pencil already? Oh, great. Oh no, there it is. Oh, that was going to be a dire circumstance here. Here's the pencil with the warp crystal attached to it, which again is from the comic book. Really cool little piece there that I'm going to really hope to not lose. I'm going to try to get this little demon guy out of here. But I guess I can start talking about the issue. I'm trying to fight this thing out here. The issue this took place was Donatello Micro Series #1. Back when, in the original Mirage issues of TMNT, Eastman and Laird were doing these one-shots for each character. So, like, Donatello had one, Raphael had one, Michelangelo, Leonardo. And Peter Laird was the brainchild behind the Donatello one. It's kind of his doing. So it's got Peter Laird layouts, which is a little bit abnormal. Eastman was known for doing most of the layouts, much like he did the layouts for the recently popular run on Last Ronin. Here's this little Kirby demon character that he created out of a sketchbook. Because the story goes, in this issue, I mean, I have to really not lose this little pencil, that Kirby, the character, finds this warp crystal, and then he attaches it to his pencil. You know that Jack Kirby had this crazy imagination. Well, in his sketchbook, every creature that he draws with this warp crystal attached to his pencil pops off the page and then disappears into the wall a few minutes later. But he just can't help himself to create these little guys. So this is one of the guys he creates in the comic. Definitely looks like a little Kirby creation in itself. You can definitely see this, a creature of this kind, even dating back to his monsters comics in the 50s, even, and then later into his 70s run of like the Demon with DC or the Fourth World. Oh, his hands are just going to fall out of there. Oh, so it's this thing too. This thing is a cool little device that he gives to Donatello in the comic, and he holds it on his arm. You can actually see it on the cover there of the issue. There's the warp crystal on the pencil, and there's a little device that he attaches to his arm. And that's what this is. Which I wonder if I could put this on Kirby. I'm going to try. I'm going to switch his hands out. It looks like this hand here comes with probably holds the pencil. And then here's some open hands that come with probably the ability to hold a notebook. Because right now, the hands that came on him are just like fists. Like he's like in a Kirby fighting pose. But I'm going to try to get it to where he can hold on to this pencil so that I don't lose it. So I'm going to pop his hand off there. All right, so now he's got this pencil holding hand. Yeah. There you go. And the warp crystal kind of holds it onto his hand there too, so it won't fall off so easily. Like I'm shaking him and it's not falling off. So that's cool. Now he needs to be able to hold this notebook, which, well, it's got to be his left hand, right? So that's a right hand. So it's got to be this one with the open hand. I was going to say there's two open hands I can choose. Well, I guess there's this one too. No, that's a... Wait. Hold on. Sorry. Well, those are both left hands. I think that one looks like a tighter grip, so I'm going to go with that one for the notebook. So I'm going to hold on to his props. And I don't know, like, again, I'm not a big modern action figure collector. So what do you guys do that collect action figures with all your extra hands and heads and head swaps? Let's see. Yes. There we go. Look at that. So he's got his sketch pad, his warp crystal. Although I said I wanted to put that on there too. I don't know. Maybe I could put it on this guy. There we go. Yeah, he can hold on to that. That's kind of cool. I got these extra hands. Although he has another weapon too that he can hold on to. But yeah, if you, I do live videos once a week where I go over the comic book industry news. And I'm sure you'll see Kirby in the background of those videos on a weekly basis. Maybe I'll try to put him in different poses and whatnot every week. Let's just get in there. But NECA makes some really beautiful action figures, and I've always tried to, again, avoid going down that rabbit hole, but like I said, I do live videos, so I always trying to have cool things in the background. Maybe I can, I don't know. His fingers are like so wrapped around. It's getting it kind of hard. I don't want to mess with his fingers. I don't know. I'll worry about that later. It's not making a good video. Always had to try to have some cool things in the background of my videos to show off for people to look at instead of just my face. All right, so going through this issue real fast. This is what I'm showing this off in is the volume 2 of the TMNT Ultimate Collection. I do have a video where I show off all the Ultimate Collections. I think it's my most popular video actually on my channel. So I'll probably link to that above, and maybe get some better lighting over here. But just go over this issue real quick. So this is, like I said, the Donatello Micro Series issue number 1. And it starts off with Raphael yelling from the shower that he wants Donatello to go down into the basement and fix the hot water, because they're currently living with April O'Neil in her, above her dad's junk shop or antique store or whatever it is. They're living in like the apartment above that. So Donatello has to go down into the basement. And this is all done in black and white. So they did have to colorize Kirby here. I don't know if, well, I guess this was recolored eventually in different collections. So I was going to say, there probably are colored versions of Kirby out there. One thing I do want to note too is the cover was a wraparound. There's a bunch of Kirby monsters on the back of the cover here. Maybe I'll show up an image, throw up an image right now of the wraparound cover right now, so you can see it. Because this collection doesn't actually collect the whole cover, which is kind of frustrating. Because in the back, each issue in these Ultimate Collections has these annotations, which are amazing. But the annotations for this issue are just 2 pages, and sometimes on these annotations they'll show the full cover, but they didn't on this one for some reason. But yeah, so Donatello has to go down to the basement to fix the hot water heater, since he's like the tech guy, the guy that you know, fixes all the machinery and whatnot. And April warns him, worry about don't mess with Kirby, but down there he's this guy we're leasing the bottom basement apartment room to or whatever. But then he gets down to the basement, there's this giant bat monster. Which I don't, yeah, that's not this character, because this guy doesn't have wings. Just another Kirby creation, or Kirby-like creation. They're definitely trying to do homages to Kirby throughout this. Definitely drawing in the style of Kirby and having the 2-page spread, which is very reminiscent of Kirby, especially in the 70s. And I do want to note, too, that in the annotations in the back, here's Kirby's first appearance in the comic. You can see the warp crystal on the pencil there. They originally had the idea to do this issue and have all the proceeds from the issue go to Kirby, because at the time Kirby was fighting to get his artwork back from Marvel. So Eastman and Laird reached out to the Kirby family and proposed that idea, and said they wanted to have a character based on Kirby and a loving homage in their issue. The Kirby family said, "Keep your money, but you can use Jack's likeness. That's fine." So this is what we get here: Kirby's first appearance. In his first panel, we see him drawing this little fly monster character, and he pops off the page. And he flies around the room, and Donatello's freaking out. There's Kirby right there, talking. Here's him explaining the warp crystal. I found it a few months in a pile of coal and accidentally discovered what it could do. So then Donatello draws his own little stick figure and he pops off the page. And then Kirby explains that there's one thing that he's drawn that has not disappeared. And that was this giant mirror thing with, you see all this Kirby tech built in here. That would have been a great little piece too with this figure if it came with this mirror. This little teleportation device. So they teleport in there, or at least Donatello does, and Kirby freaks out. He's like, where are you going? And then on the next page, Donatello says, you have to come with me. And he forces Kirby to go with him. Oh, there's the character right there. There's that guy. So here's this character with his little weapon he's holding right there. I guess he's holding it in his left hand, so I should probably put it in that one. And then, good lord, you get the great page turn to this double page splash with this big battle scene with demons and warriors and stuff. Very reminiscent of something you'd see in a Kirby 70s comic. Like a Fourth World or Demon or Omak or Commandy or something. And then you see Donatello start fighting these monsters. And Kirby's in the back drawing up all these monsters and these different things. He draws the device here that Donatello has on his hand in order to fight the demons again. And he fights them. He goes crazy, ballistic with them. And then he drives this giant mech robot suit, which is amazing. Like, this is just like a fun, bombastic Kirby comic, this issue is. Definitely loving homage to Kirby. And then the way it ends, the issue, is that they find all these devices to wrap around the monsters to kind of imprison them. But Kirby pushes Donatello through the mirror and then closes it up, and Kirby stays with all of his creations on the other side. As Donatello goes back upstairs, he realizes that Kirby threw in a paper airplane, I guess, a loving page, a last note to Donatello to say goodbye, and it is this image right here on this comic page. Is that right there? It says, Don, life at best is bittersweet. Take care of yourself. And it has a Kirby signature, which is reminiscent of the later period of Kirby with his signature. And that's it. So that's a Kirby action figure that I now have in my possession. It's a Target exclusive from NECA. Go seek it out and try to get it while you can. I don't know how... It was pretty hard for me to track down. I also do want to say thank you to Josh Grayhouse and James Abel and a few others from the OmniDog Discord that reached out to me, telling me where I can get I think it... Yeah, sorry. So sometimes I guess Target does sales on their website where they put some of these Target exclusives on there, because otherwise you can't buy them on there. Otherwise you have to find them in the store. And the day that it popped up on the sale for the website, I had like 5 or 6 people message me to let me know that it was on sale. So shout out to those guys, James Abel, Josh Grayhouse, and a few others that reached out to me. But yeah, so it's now in my possession. I have it. It's awesome. I love it. It's one of my favorite issues of TMNT. Fittingly that Donatello was always my favorite turtle. And Jack Kirby is my all-time favorite comics creator. So, yeah. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys on the next video.